Well, poor service may cause 9Mobile, formerly Etisalat, to lose more subscribers in coming days. The telecoms network has been unable to resolve issues, causing very little or no coverage in most parts of Lagos since last Thursday. Well, statistics from the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, shows that as a result of shakeups from unserviceable bank loans, 9Mobile has a little more than 18 million subscribers, down from 21 million last year. Subscribers have been active on Twitter, complaining about 9Mobile's lack of service. Experts say the network's recent problems and a lack of investors are recipes for failure, as 9Mobile may not survive in Nigeria's telecoms market. They say a measure with another existing operator may be necessary to remain competitive in the tightening industry. All right, Idowu Akinde is in the studio with me to discuss these trending issues. He's a software consultant. Many thanks for joining me, Idowu, on these trending issues that we're talking about today. That's the 9Mobile and, of course, Nigeria losing revenue to the technology space that we have. But what's the law for foreign satellites as we have it? Because that's one of the issues that was actually talked about.
Okay. All right. Thank you for having me this evening. So it's... I mean, it's a case of, first of all, we're coming to the party too late. The space program or the space venture, the space adventure is at least 50 years old, However, it's at least commendable that we are participating, but it's obvious that we lack a unified, a high-level goal. Okay, so for other countries who have launched satellites into space and who are taking advantage of the latest space technologies, they are using it for definite purposes. The most popular of those goals or those purposes are: one, better communications, more coverage for communications; two, analysis of various terrestrial things, so for agriculture, to map large areas of land for agriculture, to map out certain mineral deposits, using special cameras and lenses from, so we as is popular, quote unquote, on the street, we all know that Nigeria has a satellite up there, but we don't know what it's doing. We don't know if there is a high-level set of goals that this satellite is supposed to achieve. And
obviously, we see 9Mobile suffering from what you're talking about now. Yes, for the past 1 week, it's been losing its subscriber base. And the network issue, is it a teething problem for 9Mobile?
Okay, so...
Or could it be as a result of lack of backing from the international firm that actually cut off?
Okay, so so the company that's 9Mobile has not officially explained the reasons, the factors, the causative factors for this current downtime, this current service outage. But they've come out to apologize, okay, and they've communicated that they are doing their best to restore it. I would like to, I'm not holding brief for them, but I'd like to appeal for people to be patient. Reason being, I cannot honestly, personally divorce these events from the recent, financial challenges that they had. And I particularly think that if you think about if I were an investor, okay, and a company came to me asking for investment, if I learned that that company has an indebtedness to a third party, that's a big minus. So it may not be the only factor in making a decision, but it's a big factor in making that decision. But what
is the real reason? As a software expert,
yes,
you may know, what is the reason for this network issue is having? Okay,
so that's on the technology side. It could be either on the hardware side, on the software side, or on the network side, the hardware. Most likely, what we are seeing was caused by, I think it's inadequate facility or infrastructure to support the load. So we know that Etisalat came into the party, the telecoms party in Nigeria, the latest, so they're the latest entrant, and they've been trying to ramp up and create users. They're still trying to catch up with the rest of the others. However, it's clear that their network infrastructure is not anywhere as widespread or as robust or as far-reaching as the other, their competitors. So it's obviously an infrastructure problem. There's too much load on what they have.
Infrastructure problem. Okay. Etisalat or 9Mobile now had 21 million subscribers. It's fallen to 18 million subscribers as we have it today. Besides technology, do you think there would be a merger in future for them to be able to compete with the other network providers?
Okay, so from a pure dispassionate business perspective, I see a coming together. I may not see a merger in the works, maybe an acquisition, because these sets of circumstances will not put Etisalat in the best of bargaining positions. So if
you mean 9Mobile?
Okay, sorry, 9Mobile in the best of bargaining positions. So if these things continue, most likely either a foreign player or one of the local players will use that opportunity to absorb their assets, user base, and other things.
Okay, just in 2 or 3 seconds, if I would say, what is the technology outlook for Nigerian network providers at the moment? Do we think we're doing with the world's best standards?
Obviously, if you think about simple KPIs or simple indicators of quality, simple quality indicators like call drop rates and call uptime rates, we are nowhere near, other developed countries. However, I particularly like the sound bites that were coming out of and the body language and posture that were coming from the Minister for Communications, Mr. Idowu Akinde, recently, where he spoke about creating some kind of framework, a compulsory framework for all the telcos, whereby they must all have code of corporate governance. What that will do is that it will enforce the institution of processes in their operations, and it will increase the probability that call uptimes will always remain high. So all of us on the street should enjoy better services.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Software consultant Idowu Akinde, thank you for your time on Business Tonight.
Thank you.